I do have hyperpigmentation. I hope it's picking up on camera right here. So yeah, I think this is pretty flawless. Like my hyperpigmentation, I mean, it's pretty much disappeared and gone. Hi guys, Natural Bombshell here and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to show you how to color correct before you go in with a powder like BareMinerals. So if you're color correcting redness or if you're suffering from dark spots, hyperpigmentation, this video will show you how to do that before, or if you're wanting to do that and use BareMinerals, you know, as your foundation after. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, hey girl, hey. On my channel, I talk about beauty, fashion, natural hair, and my life as a plus size model. Shameless plug, I just was featured in New York Fashion Week's The Shows. Girl, how about that? We over here working instead of twerking, okay? How about that? So if you're interested in any of those things and all of my antics and animation, make sure you click that subscribe button and notification bell. I post videos every Wednesday and sometimes I may throw in an additional video. Also, you can follow me on my Instagram where I share more. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm starting off with a bare face girl. She is just giving skin realness, okay? Because obviously I'm not going to have on any foundation or anything. I'm starting with a clean slate because I'm going to show you how to color correct. But I do have hyperpigmentation. I hope it's picking up on camera right here. When I color correct, I don't color correct or pre-conceal on myself, because when I do my final makeup look, for the most part, you know, I pretty much have full coverage on what imperfections I have is usually covered rather. So if you have more, maybe darker spots than me, or more hyperpigmentation or a lot of redness, then you know, you would do this before foundation. I'm going in with Cover FX gripping primer because, you know, it does that. It grips the product real well, and obviously with a foundation like BareMinerals, with all the buffing, you don't want your color correction to move, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to press that into the skin. And this is a primer that I actually just started using, this primer with BareMinerals Powder, because at first I was like, a gripping primer, I wonder how I would like that, but I've really been liking it with powder foundations. Cover FX make some bomb primers anyway. And they just had them on sale for Ultra 21 Days of Beauty. So your girl racked up. Ooh. Y'all, have y'all ever tried this water? It's called Sparky's Spring Water. It's geothermal. Girl, it's so good. And then it comes, I love water that's in a glass bottle, because to me it just tastes so refreshing when it's in glass. When it's in plastic, it kind of tastes, girl, kind of ratchet. But hashtag not sponsored either, but child, that's some good water. I got it from Whole Foods. Okay, so now the next part, you want to get your color corrector. Again, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin color corrector. So now the two main things for me to have a flawless, or for me to have the best results with color correcting or pre-concealing, is to have a concealer close to your skin tone, and also a color corrector obviously that works well for your skin tone and the, you know, issue that you have. So I would need a color like a deep peach for my complexion, or probably even like a shade of orange. Now if you are lighter than me and you're trying to correct darker, you may want like a lighter peach color or apricot color. If you are darker than me, like a chocolate, you know, more saturated complexion, you may want to use orange. And if you're even deeper than, you know, chocolate, like a ebony espresso, think like the YouTuber Name a Tan color, you can even correct with a very deep orange or even red. So So those are the colors that you would need to neutralize the color that you're trying to correct. So what I do, now my skin has already been prepped. So at this point, I'm not really doing my makeup. I'm just going to show you how to color correct, and I'll just probably just finish off with a little makeup. So your skin should be, you know, prepped, primed, and all of that. And another tip is with the concealer, when I am pre-concealing, I like to use a concealer that is the same consistency as a foundation. So if I'm using a light to medium foundation, I want to use a light to medium concealer, because if you go in with a full coverage beast mode concealer, it's going to look like a full coverage spot when everything else looks medium coverage. And the same thing if you want to, if I'm using full coverage foundation, I use a full coverage concealer. So this is the BareMinerals Original Liquid Mineral Concealer in the color 5 Warm, which is essentially, girl, my skin tone. Okay, so now let's get to color correcting. So again, I have my darkness pretty much right here. I have one right here and one right here. So I am going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Color Corrector, and this is in Deep Peach. And you're only going to take a little for the area. So this is my hyperpigmentation. So I'm just going to put a little. Again, not that much. And so from there, I just like to blend out. Girl, do I need to zoom y'all in? Let me see. So I had to zoom y'all in. That's better. So now I put that on my dark spots, my corrector, and I just like to pat over it and blend it in with my finger. I think I got concealer in my hair. So I got a little darkness on the corner. I'll just do like that. And then I'll just blend this out with my finger. You can do this with a sponge, but I just feel that anytime when it comes to like blending things, I just find it works better with my finger. Okay. So now my color corrector is blended in. So now I'm just going to take a powder that's pretty much close to my skin tone, or you can take a translucent powder, and then I will just set that in place. This is the Laura Mercier powder in deep brown. I meant medium deep, which is really the color of my skin tone, but it's just a little warmer. So by setting it with the powder, what that does is it sets the color corrector from moving, and it also acts as a barrier between the color corrector and the next, you know, product, be it a concealer or a powder foundation, so that you won't buff away all of your color corrector. So I just blend it in, and I blend it in with a damp sponge. So now, girl, as you can see, girl, it's almost gone. And the darkness really has been color corrected. So now at this point, I am going to go in with a concealer that's the color of my skin. This is the BareMinerals Original Foundation. And I'll use a different concealer on this side just so you can, you know, see how we do it with different concealers. And this is the color 5 Warm. Dark. I think it's 5 Warm Dark. 5 Dark. And in just the areas where you color correct it. Now this part, I just blend in with the sponge that I just used. And then now, you can kind of tell But this is the side that I haven't. I just color corrected. I haven't done any other layers or building. And then this is the side where I've color corrected, I've pre-concealed, and now I'm going to go in with my BareMinerals powder. So I'm taking the color Warm Dark. And if you have any powder left on your sponge, you can set that concealer too. And again, if I wasn't talking and doing this, like, girl, this will take you no time. So let me go in with, yeah, BareMinerals Warm Dark. And I'm only going to just do half my face so you can see the difference. So now I'm just going to take this in buff. Now obviously when you get in the area where you've done your color correcting, you don't want to go beast mode into buffing, but you want to buff enough so you can get that color deposit there. But obviously you don't want to buff, so you don't want to buff away like your layers that you created. And also because you have created that coverage of color correcting and pre-concealing, you really don't need as much coverage there now anyway. You're just kind of buffing it in to blend in with everything else. And this is why I say I like my concealer consistency to match with my foundation consistency, because if I use like a full which the original is kind of full coverage, but since I only used a little, I was able to shear it out to like more of a medium coverage, which this foundation is. It's a medium coverage foundation. All right. And so if you can see now, this is the color corrected side. This is the foundation, the kind of, I would say, full of coverage side, complete side rather. And then this is the side with nothing. I just left the color corrector on it because I want to use a different concealer just so you can see like with a different product. Okay. So yeah, I think this is pretty flawless. Like my hyperpigmentation, I mean, it's pretty much disappeared and gone. So now this is the side I just color corrected. I didn't add powder to this. So another way just to cut out on the step, I just went in with my color corrector on this side. So now I'll go in with this is the Pure 4-in-1 Selfie. This is a foundation and a concealer in DPG 1. I lightweight don't think, this might be my skin tone, I don't know. But I'll shear it out if it's not. Yeah, this is a little bit too dark. But that's alright. You can shear it out. Then I'll just take a little bit more and go right up in here. And then, to be honest, girl, again, sometimes I just like doing it with my color correcting and pre-concealer to get in the areas that I want. Okay. So now I'm going to take a translucent powder that is close to my skin tone. And then I'm going to set that. Girl, and that's it, girl. Now this side is a little bit darker because the concealer is a little bit, you know, darker than my skin tone, but you get the gist of the actual technique that I'm using. So now I'm going in again with the BareMinerals loose powder. Swirling. buffing and buffing. Y'all, and excuse this wig because I just really slapped it on because I just washed my hair. But your girl is tailbone length now. Let me know if you want to do a video on my natural hair and how I got to tailbone length. Well guys, this is the look with or this is the finished product of the color correcting and pre-concealing with the BareMinerals foundation on top. Now you can also do a powder, regular powder foundation, which is, you know, I like Cover FX pressed powder. I meant to do it on this side, but I forgot to do that. So yeah, so pretty much with the coverage where you are now, you're pretty much at a medium coverage and a medium no makeup look, really. And obviously if you add, you know, blush, lashes, eyeshadow, you will be at highlight, contour, you will be at a high, medium to full coverage. So I'm going to finish my makeup and yes, we'll see the finished product. Okay guys, so this is my finished look. Under my eyes, I've just used a mixture of the BareMinerals Mineral Concealer in Dark 5C and also Tan 3.5W. The only thing about that concealer, I think that there should be a shade in between that, so I don't have to mix two shades for my under eye, but this is what's under my eye. On my brows, I have the BareMinerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Brow Gel in the color Coffee. On my lips, I have Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. And on my cheeks, I have Cover FX Warm Honey Monochromatic Blush. And I think that's everything I did. Yeah. Oh, and then for my bronzer around my perimeter, I use BareMinerals BarePro Clove. And yeah, that was it. Well guys, that's my finished look. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe, go forth and prosper.